Neal Atkinson here from BetSaracen's, Arkansas's favorite sports betting app. Certainly at this time of the year, Neal, college baseball has to be very, very important and very popular. But softball, man, they're coming on. Back-to-back wins, dramatic wins with grand slams, and now you get the defending national champions in the SEC tournament today.
Absolutely, and I looked, and I think we're the only book in Arkansas that is spreading the softball, and there's only about 5 of the national operators that are doing so. Not all of them are doing it, but we're doing well with the amount of bets. Now, with Arkansas winning, we're not winning any money, but I know everybody feels sorry for me on that. But there's been a lot of engagement with Arkansas, and we've got a lot of players that have been cashing in on them. Now, a little bit interesting today, they are playing Oklahoma, like you said, and this is the most balanced game that we've had all week is against Oklahoma. But we still have a slight lean to Arkansas. And of course, Arkansas, you're getting plus 125 if you bet them on the money line. But we're getting a significant amount on Oklahoma, minus 160. We've seen on some places that Oklahoma is like minus 250 on some of the other sites. But it's nice seeing the action on the softball. And, of course, with what happened last weekend and all the excitement about going to LSU and playing this weekend, baseball is really, really big right now. Especially with what Arkansas is doing and the amount of markets that we got up for them.
How are the odds looking for this series? And we talk about series when it comes to college baseball as if you're keeping track of the number of series you win or lose, but really it's just us that are keeping track of that. I mean, it's game by game in college baseball and BetSaracen's, but how is it looking for this weekend?
Oh, they're firing away already. I'm going ahead and looking, and just to let you know, this is no surprise. Right now on the money line against on the game tonight, I've got 83% of all of the money on Arkansas tonight, and of the tickets, that's the number of bets. 80% of the bets are on Arkansas tonight on the money line, and I expect that to continue. It could change a little bit, as we get closer to game time. That's when we have the last big surge of bets coming in. But this series is expected to bring in a lot. Anytime you're against LSU, that's always going to bring a lot of attention. And coming off the sweep of Texas last week, there's a lot of confident bettors out there, and they were confident last week, and they cashed in quite nicely. I think when I left yesterday, I says, I hope I wouldn't mind you calling a sweep of Texas, and it happened. So I guess I'll say it again for the fans. I hope you call a sweep of LSU this weekend. But that'd be a tall order to do sweeps against those two caliber of teams.
Well, I'll ask you to request the same thing next week when the Razorbacks play Tennessee, Neal. I'm sure you'll be perfectly happy just asking for a sweep of your alma mater.
Well, that one right there, I may have to take a bye week. I'm telling you, and I don't want you a sweep or not, but that's just personal there. But yeah, and I hope my boss is not listening because Neal, what are you doing telling everybody to bet on Arkansas? They're beating the heck out of us. But hey, if you can't bet on your team when you're winning, there's no reason to do sports betting. So we'll take your bets, and we'll take more than most people will let you put on them.
So where are your clients on? Because I saw there was a couple of sports books that have Arkansas as the favorite to win the College World Series. Mm-hmm. One of your national competitors was one of them, and then BetSaracen's was the other, and it was pretty heavy actually too. I mean, is there a lot of money right now coming in on Arkansas to win the College World Series at BetSaracen's?
Yeah, looking at the comps, I've got them right now at plus 525 to win the College World Series. Earlier this week, Tennessee was ahead of them for a day or so, but now Arkansas is back to the favorite on BetSaracen. I know that's currently right now as we speak, I know that's the best price that you can get on the Arkansas books on them by far right now at plus 525. We don't have a lot of money on that market as yet, but I got a feeling after this week and going into the week of the SEC tournament, we'll see a lot more coming in on that one. And that can change a little bit. But here in Arkansas, of course, the most bet team is going to be Arkansas, and I'm kind of putting my neck out there having the best price on it in the state. But looking at the competition and looking at the comparisons out there, I do not want a bad price on Arkansas on my book. And if I can get those odds up and give people the best value, win or lose, we're going to do that. I mean, sports betting is gambling, and you know, we have to manage our risk, but that's an acceptable risk on this market to be able to do that and remain the number one book in the state.
What other events we have this weekend that could catch people's interest? Of course, there's NBA playoffs, there's NHL playoffs, all kinds of Major League Baseball. What else do you want to highlight?
Well, I mean, of course, the NBA playoffs have been absolutely incredible. We're up year over year. We're seeing a lot of live action, and if you have been in on some of these live games where the teams have been down by 20 points and you've made a bet for them to win or taken the spread during that time, we've had a lot of value betting has been able to happen in the NBA playoffs. And what's odd this year is that so far, especially in the second round, home court has not been too much of an advantage overall. Now, I expect that to even out as the series go on, but up until now, home court has not been that big of a deal. And, of course, you know, with the Steph Curry and the Golden State, we had a lot of action on that game last night with him being out with that hamstring. But we'll see how that one plays out. The other biggest event in the weekend is the UFC this weekend, and we've actually got a promotion on it too. We've got the let me get to the right screen, Muhammad versus Della Maddalena. I probably butchered that, but not as much as I do some of those. This weekend on all of our UFC fights, UFC 315, we're doing a 20% profit boost on all UFC bets as long as the odds are minus 200 or better. And looking at all the main cards, you can pick either the favorite or the dog in that one. And we're going to increase all of your profits of UFC betting this weekend by 20%. And we will also have it at the sports bar here at the casino. So if you don't want to pay those big pay-per-view prices, we've got it on for you. Come down and enjoy the sports book. 16 new TVs will be added and the upgraded menu there in the sports book too. So a lot of fun stuff to do this weekend if you want to be inside. Going to be a beautiful weekend though.
Neal, have a great weekend. Appreciate your time. We'll do it again next Friday, okay?
All right, next Friday I'll be from Fort Lauderdale. Maybe I'll have some news from like what the NCAA does with what they're going with the props. I'll learn about a lot of data deals. It should be an exciting week for me. It's a very busy week, and hopefully I'll have some news and some updates on that front and see what kind of new things are coming down the pipeline.
BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for all your sports betting action. Baseball season is in full swing and we're into the NBA and NHL playoffs, and BetOnline has more ways to stay in on the action with the latest odds, news, and scores, even live in-game betting while the games are being played. With the largest selection of odds on everything from the MLB, NBA, NHL, and UFC, BetOnline remains the best online source for all your sports wagering information. In between games, head over to the BetOnline casino with all the top Vegas-style games, including poker and live casino. Bet online, the game starts here.